use it for information. So what's up, guys and gals? Matt Crane, Power of Great. You know, your current situation is not your defining moment. That's why I started this. That's why I created this. We got my man, Gregory Perdriel, right?
Perdriel, yeah.
Perdriel. And, you know, we were just talking a little bit offline. And guys and gals, this guy sent me like a 6-7, you know, sentence bio last night. And I'm really impressed with his story because he had every reason just in those first 7 sentences to do everything but be successful. He had every excuse but to be successful. And this guy is out here absolutely killing it. So, you know, Gregory, man, talk to me a little bit about that humble beginning that you came from, man, and you know, how it's really, you know, kind of impacted your journey along the way.
Well, yeah, I do come from what I call a humble beginning, and you know, you hear about a lot of people who, you know, become successful. They do come from, you know, humble beginnings. There's a lot of people who, you know, they weren't born of money, or else it wouldn't be a story. So, you know, I grew up, myself and my sister, single family, single parent home. My mother raised us. You know, she works as a nurse aide from as long as I can remember, 3-4 years old. You know, didn't make a lot of money, but always provided. You know, she put us in private school, you know, during grade school. Then I went to public school. We grew up in a rough area, I guess. I'm from New York City, Queens. So it was a rough area, but I always had a good family, good friends. So, you know, I kind of had the street smarts and kind of, you know, knew the streets, but then at the same time, you know, I had no reason to fall into any, you know, negative traps during my life. Thankfully, you know, always had food on the table. She would always keep up with, you know, having the video games, and, you know, I played baseball in high school and college. So she would make sure I would have my gear and, you know, have the fees for the leagues and all that stuff. So she took care of me. You know, it's the typical, you know, I'm of Haitian descent. So my mom's from Haiti. So, you know, when they come into the States, it's always work ethic, become a lawyer, doctor, you know, the typical stuff, work hard, go to school, get good grades. And that's great. But once I started, even since high school, I've always been the outgoing one out of all my people. You know, I'd always be the one to do the crazy daring stuff, this gig or whatever. And then going into college, you know, I played baseball my first semester, but then the second year I missed. You know, that's kind of when I started falling off academically. I just, you know, wasn't all there. So I didn't make the team. I wasn't eligible to make the team by a few credits. And that's when I started like thinking, you know, I'm like, it doesn't look like I'm going to go pro, but I still want to live life. You know, I still want to not live. It was around maybe 1920s when it started, that entrepreneurial spirit, you know, of not wanting to work a 9 to 5. I remember being on the bus, and I saw because back then, before, you know, everything was Craigslist now and internet, and you could go, you know, job sites and all that stuff. So I'm reading the newspaper, I'm looking at classifieds, and I saw make 100K. And I never, you know, I'm 19, I'm 20 years old, make 100K. And I'm like, damn, you know, that's feasible. Because, you know, when you're a kid, you're thinking of $6 an hour, $7 an hour, working at Foot Locker or, you know, any retail mall job or whatever. So I'm like, wow, what is that? You know, so I apply. It's actually, it ended up being a call center at a car dealership. I worked there for maybe like 2 weeks. It was too much. It was like a 9 to 6. That's when I actually quit school. You know, I didn't tell my mom or anything like that. I just like, I'm gonna go get this money. It was harder than I thought, but it got me ready for, I'm like, this is possible. It's out there. Because there's a lot of people who might come across like sales jobs or commission-based jobs, you know, because my job was just to call people in and then eventually move up to the sales floor and sell cars and whatever. So, you know, I ended up not following through with that. But I still it stuck with me. And I did all types of different sales jobs. You probably heard of like the Cutco, you know, selling knives. And, you know, I started getting introduced to network marketing. I've always been an internet head, being on the internet since YouTube, you know, came out, Facebook, MySpace. Even though I was there for entertainment and you know, looking at the crazy stuff, started seeing people making money, and that drew me, and I got hooked ever since. I'm like, I'm gonna find a way. I don't know how. I don't know with what, but I'm gonna do it. So for the next 2, 3, 4 years, almost early 20s. I'm 30 now, so my early 20s was really just trying to find something, making it work, and just spending a lot of money, spending or wasting a lot of money, however you want to see it. A lot of them were scams. A lot of them just didn't pan out. I didn't know how to, but it was just a learning process and learning the lingo, learning marketing, learning. I've always been. I really, you hear a lot of people who say they had a mentor. I really never had a mentor. Everything was just self-taught, editing videos, websites, doing all types of different things. It was just self-taught. I've always been on the internet. I would countless nights that I would just, I'd go to sleep at 4, 5, 6 in the morning. My mom's getting ready for work. I'm just in the basement, just, soaking everything in, looking at all types of marketing videos and people who are successful and just staying motivated by that. I hope I'm not rambling. You can cut me anytime to ask a question.
No, man. I think the key thing there, though, is what's important is people that are gonna hear these things, and then and guys, the cool thing about it is you're getting a preview of what my man Gregory's going to do on our Power of Great podcast, because I'm going to tell you when the story that I know is coming from this is going to be important. I think Gregory. There's a couple things really quickly that I really extracted from that, is that you understood that you're from a tough background. Queens is a tough neighborhood, man. I mean, right. Everybody knows Queens, right?
Yeah.
But yet you immediately bypassed all that, and you never went street mode with it. It's
right.
almost as if it made you even more humble and more hungry.
Right.
Would you say that is the fact? Would you say that?
For sure. For sure. Just having that, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Like I'm well-rounded, in terms of, dealing with people. I come from a diverse area, so I can understand the streets. I can understand family. I can understand business in all aspects, because I've done all types of sales jobs, door to door, business to business, being outside, doing all types of maybe even crazy, shady stuff.
Right.
I've done all that type of stuff, but it's led me to where I am now. Just being well-rounded. It's no matter where you come from, it's always good to experience things. It's always good to fail, because that fail is going to get you closer to that win, that success. So no matter what it is you do, it could be anything, sports, it could be business, it could, relationships, even whatever. You're going to fail. Like, that you can't be scared of that. There's a lot of people, like in my situation, I knew I didn't want to work that average 9-to-5 job. I didn't know how I was going to make it, whether it was going to be me going to take a series 6 or series 7, whatever, to try to go to Wall Street or do life insurance, whatever it was. I knew that I wasn't going to do the average thing. I was going to make money. I didn't know what I was going to do. I found the internet. I leveraged the internet. There's a lot of people who use the internet to watch movies and look at a bunch of crap on World Star and fights, and people get set on fire and violence and all this type of, like, that's not productive. Me, I was always looking for ways to make money, to learn CPA, to learn how to monetize certain things, or use the leverage of having a following. I don't have to. Because, I dealt with network marketing, and, it started off, you end up in the NFL, the no friends list, no friends left or whatever. When you're pitching to your friends and your family, and eventually it's like you dry up. There's a lot of people who come to me and they're like, oh, I don't know who to talk to. And I'm like, there's 300 million people in this country alone. All right. We're not even talking about depending on what you're selling or whatever, you got the world, you have billions of people that you can reach, you can put your message out there of whatever product or service, whatever it is you want to do. Now that we have the internet, now that we have social media, it's become easier to put your message out there, to get a following, whatever it is you're doing. So I, concentrated more on that rather than just using the internet for entertainment or for gossip or for just crap.
So, everybody kind of has that moment, whether it's, early in their childhood, or whether it's teenage years, or maybe it's those high school years, where they just knew they had a different skill set than most people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for me at age 4, I knew I was gifted at sports very quickly. And I knew that sports was the only way my parents could send me to college. I knew it was the only way I could have lunch money if I, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
so for you, you know, you talk about understanding that you knew you were good with people. You knew you were good with building relationships, you know, creating those networks.
Right.
Was that something you recognized really early on in life, or did it happen just as you gradually started to step more out in the workforce?
When I started gradually stepping out in the workforce is when I knew that, you know, I didn't have a problem with sales, with marketing, with whatever it is. You know, it could be a phone, and I'm going to learn about this phone, and I'm going to, you know, put it out there. I'm going to sell it. This is the best. This has, you know, X amount of megapixels, and the camera's HD and whatever, you know, so I knew that I can sell, and I knew that I have a thick skin. You know, I rejection doesn't bother me. You know, there's a lot of people who might try something, and, you know, when it comes to sales is like, you know, the biggest, you're either going to be sold or you're either going to sell, you know? So it's the people who make money are selling something, you know, an idea, a service, a product, you know, whatever it is, sales is the biggest.
So, you know, let me ask you this. What would you say was something that really challenged you, you know, significantly during your childhood?
In what way? Like what?
You know, when I think about how, you know, you growing up from those humble beginnings, you know, what was it? I mean, you know, most people in your position would have this chip on their shoulder. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yet for you, it's like you just kind of man, it like helped form this just hunger. So, you know, what would you say would be some things that challenged you? Was
I guess it was
channeling that, or
what? I mean, when I realized that I wanted more, I don't know, like I said, I don't know what it was, because there's some people who they might be in high school and, hey, I want to be this. I want this particular career, whatever. I didn't know what I wanted. I just know that I wanted to be successful, and, you know, and it wasn't going to be that average, you know, 9 to 5. So once I started venturing and doing different, you know, projects or whatever it may be, I would have people that would laugh. You know, I'd have my friends that would kind of, you know, laugh at it, or my mom would, hey, nah, cut that out. Just, you know, go to school. You're nagging me every day and all that. So that disbelief from people, or, you know, you know, I wouldn't say a chip on the shoulder, but that was that motivation. It was, hey, forget you. You know, there's all types of other people out there I'm going to meet, you know, whether in my city or online or whatever the case may be. I'm going to find like-minded people. So even before reading books, or not that I read that many books or have read, you know, when it comes to sales and mindset and, you know, personal development, I guess I had it in me. But when I started getting into this world and seeing the lingo, that entrepreneur spirit, that business mind, you know, it was just positive. It was reconfirmation. I was like, yeah, you know. So when you watch those success stories, you know, those that they used to have like on VH1 or E or whatever, anytime you would see these success stories, whether it be, you know, any type of celebrity or athlete or whatever, they went through the adversity, they had this certain mindset, it would always resonate with me, certain things that they said, or, you know, I'm like, yeah, this is where I'm at. This is where, you know, they were, you know, it resonated with me. There's a lot of people who watch those type of stuff and it's, okay, cool. And it doesn't do anything for them. Whatever, they you know, go to sleep, wake up the next day and do what they got to do. Go to school, go to work, whatever. Me, it resonated with me. It told me, hey, yeah, I can do it. I can, you know.
So when you think about the network marketing industry as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
what was it that sparked, you know, outside of kind of understanding that you had an ability to create networks with people and you love selling and marketing and,
Mm-hmm.
and that rawness about it, right? Which network marketing is one of the realest sales and marketing.
Oh yeah, it's an animal.
There is, you know,
it's
but
definitely.
What was there a moment that just like the flag went up and you're like, yep, this is it. This is the industry I want to be in.
It was just seeing people receive checks, you know, just the checks and the checks and recognition. Like, you know, from early on, I told you, hey, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I was going to be successful at something. So once I saw people had the ability to come from nothing, didn't have to have a a degree or crazy skills. They just had to be, I guess, open-minded. They had to be open-minded, and it had to be fearless. So it doesn't take too many characteristics, I guess you can say. They really, you could be just a Joe Schmo off the street, and you find something and you stick with it. Doesn't have to be a particular company, but just that concept, that idea, that business model. So that attracted me in terms of, okay, I can build an organization, and eventually, if I build a big enough organization and the product or service or whatever is stable enough, I can earn this residual income. I can keep making money off of effort I did years ago. So that's what sold me, and I was like, yeah, hell yeah, it makes sense. It's like we have cell phones, and T-Mobile or Sprint or Verizon or whatever, they only had to do the work once. They had to lay this network once, and they're getting paid month after month after month after month. We're not thinking we have to pay our cell phone bill, or else we're not connected to the world, and we're already addicted to this, and they're getting paid forever. You know what I mean? Same goes with light company or whatever. It's like. So I caught that idea, early on. Like I said, it's sell or be sold. You know what I mean?
It's one of my favorite books, man.
Sell or be sold. So I'm going to be on the selling side of it, whatever it may be. Hopefully it's something that I like to do, to talk about. So that's where I'm at, but.
Well, and you kind of brought up a good point too. You could be some Joe Blow, or you could be the greatest person in the world. So it kind of brings me to this. I call this a myth-busting question for network marketing. All these people think you have to have a big following, and you already have to have a big organization in place to truly make it in the industry. What's your takes on that, and how would you advise people that? Because look, here, let me hang on before we answer that. I want to say this. There's not one person on planet Earth that hasn't thought about network marketing.
Right.
Not one person. So if anybody tells me they haven't, I call them on the carpet because I know they have. It's just a matter of do they want to try it or not. So the reason why I asked that is because, do you think you have to have a big following in order to be successful in this industry? And how would you kind of, walk us through, just that being that Joe Blow, not knowing many people, maybe you're that youngster that's got those $100,000 ambitions. Kind of walk us through how you could take the right steps to build a great organization.
That is a good question. The average person, well, put it like this. I've done several ventures before I got successful and made money and after. So let's say right now I'm 5-6 years into, hold on, I got a call coming in. Let me
no, man, if you need to take it, bro.
No, I'm not going to take it. All right. So what was I saying? So we have people who would come across me like right now, okay? And I'm already, 5-6 years into being successful. And they would be like, oh, so let's say I was to start a new venture, the small-minded individual would be like, oh, of course he's successful. He has a big following. He, he just plugged in and shouted this out and he's successful. But they fail to realize that there was a point where I had nobody. I had nobody to talk to. I had I had to build up a following. I had to, put enough content out there so people would say, hey, let me see what this guy's doing. What is he about? So anybody can do it. And especially now in 2017 thankfully we have the internet, we have social media. I use that because it allows you to work smarter, not harder. And that's what I've focused on. So what I mean by that is, your parent or your grandparent, network marketing, first of all, everything is sales, everything is network marketing. If I told you about this movie that came out and you go see it, I'm not getting a check for that. You know what I mean? So it's like you go see it, or I tell you about, hey, this iPhone 7 came out. Hey, Apple's getting the money when hey, it's great, I love it, whatever. And so they're the one that's gonna get that money. So you've been selling all your life. So people who are scared of sales, you've referred somebody to something or had a good review or a bad review, whatever the case may be. It's just, how you see it. So in terms of building a following, the way I did it, I realized early on, hey, okay, I might have maybe 500 or 1,000 friends, right, from my high school days, from from friends, family, extended people around the neighborhood, whatever, that see me and see what I'm doing. And maybe out of that, you might get 2 or 3 people that rock with you. If not, that's cool. So what I did was, after I kind of burned myself out with my initial circle, I said, you know what? I'm just going to create another profile on Facebook and just start adding random people, from different cities, from states, different backgrounds, whatever they, education background, it doesn't matter. You do this, you do this. So I would purposely look for people who maybe they have something going on for them. Maybe they do look professional. I join all types of groups, and I built a little following or a friends list. And then once I started having something to sell or talk about, I would just put it out there, start getting my likes up, start getting, putting videos out. I mean, YouTube came out in 2005. I was on YouTube 2006, early. I bought a camera. I would just, go out to, clubs, parades. I would just be out and about chilling with my friends. I'm like, man, I think YouTube's going to be big. People are going to get famous off of YouTube. I didn't get famous off of YouTube yet, but it's like, hey, I saw where this was going. I said, let me have a fingerprint on this internet. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to find me. Somebody's going to see value in me. Somebody's going to see value in whatever it is that I'm doing or product I'm selling. So it's like, it's really just opening yourself and like I said, building that list. So there's no excuse in terms of, I don't know who to talk to. I don't have anybody to talk to. It's just, you have the internet. You can go, you can go to mixers. You can go to different, networking events. You can go meet different people. They're just, they have that they're trapped, they think that, oh, well, my family and friends don't rock with me, forget it. You can't be trapped in that bubble, because if you let other people dictate, what it is you want in life, like, for example, my mom wants me to be this, or let's say you can't take advice from somebody who doesn't have what you want. So if you want that $200,000 a year salary, if you want that nice car, if you want that nice place, and somebody tells you you can't do it, and they don't have it, like, who the hell are they to tell you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take advice from you. I don't have what you want. You're living mediocre. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not gonna fault people who, if that's what you want to do it, but don't bring me down.
You said something earlier, like early on in our conversation, and you said, if I felt like you've done several ventures, if you felt like the product was viable or the concept was viable, I understand the network marketing space. I've interviewed network marketers before, and I know there's 2 big things. It's product and compensation plan, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So which one's more important to love, the product or the compensation plan, when you start looking at which network marketing company is the right fit for you?
There are a lot of people, and like I said, you deal with so many people, so many personalities, so many motives. Initially, the motive is money. That's really for everything. Everybody wants money so they can live better, so they can be free. They're lying if they're saying, that's not the case. So compensation plan is very important. But me personally, over the years, it's grown more to something that I can stand behind, because something that you can, because I actually have a conscience. And I tell people this all the time. I could have made a lot more money over the years if I would have just acted a certain way or lied or conformed a certain way, because to be honest, I'm too real for the industry. And that's kind of, recently I've kind of been fading away from it. I kind of want to do more direct sales, more CPA, other types of internet marketing. But my come up was network marketing, so I can talk about it a lot. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars, almost $1 million over the past few years. So, I'm well in that 1% of, I am that success story. So I can speak on it and I'm very raw. I'm very blunt with it. So a lot of people, I rub a lot of people the wrong way because I just keep it real. You know, I don't hold my tongue back a lot. And if I was fake, if I just, you know, was that cookie cutter kind of guy, that suit and tie kind of person, I could have made a lot more money. So to answer your question,
well, I think I put you in a tough spot.
Yeah, it's kind of it's
a tough spot, and
it's tough because put like this, the money would be the only reason that guy who is the coffee king or the juice king or, you know, that lotion, that pill, they would, you know, they might be making, they're at the top of their game, but it's like, would they be there if that, you know, if they didn't have that organization, if they just found something that they were good at, you know, because otherwise the product might have not been important, you know. So over the years, like I said, it's kind of.
Well, I think, you know, the reason why I asked you that question is because, you know, I loved your authenticity there, because look, most people that are winning like you in the industry, they're going to give me that politically correct answer. Right?
Yeah, I can't be. It's hard for me to be.
You know,
yeah, it's.
And so for me, I think what I really wanted people to get from this is that you're making an investment in yourself because you're investing in a business. So yes, you want to make money from it, but you also have to understand that your investment creates the love for your business. You know, nobody loves starting a business. Nobody loves starting.
No, it's not. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think what I love is and I love how you said that, is like, okay, as a true blue entrepreneur, you've won in network marketing. You've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. You know how to help people get there. But it's because you went through those motions of failing or those learning curves where it's led you kind of back to where now there's other things you want to accomplish. Right. So, you know, so when you talk about the transition, right, how hard is it not to want to jump, you know, to dip your toe back in the water and say,
oh, it's very easy for me to announce to my audience, like, hey, man, I just sat down with the owners of so-and-so company, and, you know, they have a great product, great, you know, I guess, you know, foundation, and the product, everything is great, man. We're going to launch, we're going to do. It's easy for me to do that and get people riled up. But it's like, I just have that conscience, man. It's just, I don't know what it is. You know, and if you've, you know, like I said, you haven't known me that long, or probably hasn't been, but for years, I clash with a lot of people who I call frauds, you know, in this industry. And I call people out and I go back and forth, and it's entertaining for people. That's a whole other thing, but it's like, it's hard for me to be fake. It's really hard for me. Even when I test it out, I'll make a crazy post that isn't even true, but I'm several years into this, and I've seen money, you know, cars and, you know, jets and, you know, nice condos, traveling. It's to the point now where if I wanted to put that facade out there, I can have people be putty in my hands. I can do that typical, you know, entrepreneurial, you know, motivation. I can be that guy if I really wanted to. But I'm just too real for it. You know what I mean? So it's a battle. It's a battle with people, man. It's a battle with myself, battle with people, but I'm not going to conform. I just can't. So, you know, instead of making 2 or 3 million over the past, you know, few years, hey, I settled for making $1 million. You know what I mean? It's like, I could have made more if I would have just went that route, but I'd rather.
You probably would have closed off a lot more opportunities, though, too.
Oh yeah, exactly. So, but I it is what it is. I know I'll be all right regardless.
So let's say that you know, I'm a 19-year-old hustler. You know, the internet's got me fired up, and and you know, a network marketing company kind of gets in my windshield. You know, what would you say, out of the multitude of things you could train and teach and mentor someone on, what would you say would be 3 keys to really having a successful start in network marketing?
One of the biggest things would be to be yourself, because, like I said, you know, it's if you're dealing with something, you know, this country alone, over 300 million people, you know, you'll find enough people after, you know, it might take 6 months, it might take 6 years. Like I said, but as long as you're going towards that, you're going to find like-minded people, people who, might have the same goals, the same background. There's something for everybody. You'll eventually find it. It's a little easier now with the internet, so that 19-year-old,
Google,
the path, the trail has been blazed, guys like myself or people, so it helps to put yourself out there and attract a certain audience. That's the first thing. So it's just to be yourself. You don't have to lie, you don't have to, because in the beginning,
don't inflate your ego, right?
Yeah. I've seen people do it. I've done a little myself, the whole fake it till you make it. There are people who do it to the extreme. I don't mind, you might, let's say, oh, I made $400, and you'll say, oh yeah, you really made $400, but you'll say you made 5 or 6, or, you might, because obviously everything is, sexiness sells. So you're going to rent that car. You're going to rent that place. You're going to put it out there. I like the visuals. There's nothing wrong with that. It's motivation. You don't have to act like it's your, you don't have to say it's yours, as long as, you put a decent presentation, and if what it is that you're putting out there has value, that's going to speak more than the flash, I guess you can say. Use that flash to, like, the way I did it was to kind of get people's attention. It might not have been mine, but I was in a nice setting. I was around a nice car. I was around a nice little setting, some nice girls, or whatever the case may be. I was at this party, cool. Hey, that guy looks cool. The guy's around things. So I'll be honest, that's how I started, And when I blew up with, I've tried so many different opportunities, and then the one that kind of blew up for me, I went out there and I was bold. It was hilarious. My first profile picture with it, I had what was it? It must have been $700, $800, $900, $100 bills. I spread it out and I put it in my mouth like I'm eating money or whatever. I kind of look like this. Is an old picture. And so when I would be online with my activity, posting on people's comment, on their profiles and making my own posts, people would see this dude with his money hanging out of his mouth. So I stood out. Because the average person that was in network marketing or pitching something, their profile pic would be a suit. It'd be a suit. It'd be like a portrait type of thing, with the white background or a green, something like, and then in the suit. And wait a minute, it's like 1,000 people that look like that. I'm not going to look like that. I might as well just be myself. Who the hell is that kid with money in his mouth? And then I threw the bait out there. So I had that flash. A lot of people don't like flash. That's controversial. But ultimately, I had something valuable to show them. So that's the first. I'm kind of going off in tangents. So you said 3 things. So one would be to be yourself. I might have said the second and third things in there in my little tangent just now. Consistency. Expect that you're gonna fail. People are gonna laugh at you. People are gonna doubt you. You're gonna have your haters. All right. So that's the second, is just build that thick skin. Just go throw yourself out there into the sharks. Oh man. And what will be the third? You can help me out. You can,
No, man, I think building thick skin is huge. I think because it really appeals to all aspects. And what, it's funny because, I think the way the market is trending, and I firmly believe over the next 6 to 7 years, more companies are going to be looking for direct sales concepts because it works, and it's going to lower their overhead, it's going to lower their costs. It's also going to allow them to put in more aggressive payment structures. And you're going to see a lot of people who understood early on how to be professional, how to get more skills, how to go out and create sales. I think, man, at the end of the day, what the network marketing industry does for me more than anything is it really sets a template on where I think society is going to move towards as a business.
Exactly. Because, I've seen the good and I've seen the ugly. The ugly is what I clash with all the time when it comes to that. Certain people, shadiness, fakeness,
because you look at newspapers, man, I look at newspapers. It was 20 years ago. It was throw your quarters in the machine and grab a newspaper. And then the publishing companies got serious and started to direct sell it. Right? They'd send it to you in your mailbox.
Right.
Or they would put it online and they would directly get it to the consumer. And so I think that nobody gives network marketing industry a credit for that, because that's exactly what they did.
Right.
Right. They just took the middleman out of it. So what would you say, outside of, being yourself, that consistency and building that thick skin, what would you say has really been the reason why you've been successful in the industry, and just what would you say is your real key to success?
I was prepared for when that opportunity came. I guess I had that little.
That's good.
So I went. So it was a good, I'd say 3 years, because at this point it's like people think that I've always been successful, or I'm lucky, or whatever. People like that word a lot, or I have a surrounding. I don't know, whatever people's excuse is for seeing me do well.
Yeah.
They don't know those late nights. They don't know arguing with people. They don't know being broke. I've been broke. I've been. So
they don't know trying to sell something just to get a meal. You feel me?
Right. So they don't understand that. But when that opportunity came, that perfect timing and the price point, whatever it is that I was putting out there, I already had a following, but it was after a good 2-3 years. But I was prepared for it. So when it dropped in front of me, and it's just timing. It really is timing. And being prepared for whenever, because always do something, like even when you don't think anybody's watching, just act as if somebody's watching, because I'm not the one saying this. This is like been out there, but I believe in that in terms of, let's say you could be out in the parking lot, behaving or putting yourself out there a certain way. You don't know who's watching. That person that's watching, you might blow it. You might blow that chance of attracting the right opportunity or person or thing to your life by, I guess, not being on point, acting a fool, and saying screw this. That you just got to be prepared.
Well, eventually, I think what you're alluding to is do the right thing when you think nobody's watching. But
right.
I think another important thing is like with network marketing and internet marketing, the industry takes a bad rap because there's a segment of people who think that, flashing $100 bills on the table and showing all these cars and these big houses is important, when in reality, none of that matters if you can't legitimately skill.
You have to sell yourself. You have to sell yourself. You have to be believable. There are a lot of people who are good at lying and doing all that stuff, and the flash helps and all this stuff. But ultimately, I have a lot of haters, but I do have a lot of supporters. I have a lot of people who just genuinely like me. They just genuinely want to see me do well because I resonate with them. I keep it real. I'm honest. I'm blunt. And they might not even work with me. They might not even eating the same, opportunities as me. They just follow me. Man, you're entertaining. You get me through my day. You motivate me. Just for being myself. You don't have to be fake. You don't have to be fake.
So what's coming up for you now, man? What's new? What can we expect down the pipe from Gregory?
I just want to, I am phasing out of the network marketing, but I do have a lot of knowledge from those. I have a different angle, I guess you can say, not the average, you got a lot of guys that they're industry giants and, they might be 40, 50, 60 years old and they're old school, that suit and tie, but this is the millennial age, this is the internet age. And I guess I can be a voice for that average person, that urban kid that, I'm just a different look. So I can definitely, I don't know if I'm going to do any courses or seminars or anything like that, but you can just expect still to be that realness. I have a couple of ventures offline, with a real business, real company that myself and my partners have acquired. So you're going to get to see that in 2017. And on the internet tip, is to still continue to run the couple of businesses that I've been running the past few years. It's just really to continue. And I want to bring more people along with me. I do have a couple of success stories under my belt of, people that have they seen the vision. They came up under me. Now they're not working a job. They're making some money. So I want to help a few more people. I'm not going to sit here and, you see people say, oh, we're going to make 1,000, we're going to make 1,000 thousandaires, this year, millionaires this year. Like I said, man, I can't put those type of numbers out. But I definitely want to help people in some type of way. That's really my, just to pass on that knowledge. I just turned 30 a couple of months ago. So I feel like, even though I guess I'm young, I'm old, I'm experienced. I guess, I can be that consultant. I can be that help. You might not have to join me in what it is that I'm doing, but hey, subscribe to me. It might help you in whatever it is you're doing. So I figure I'm doing this chat with you, this podcast or interview. I'm just putting myself out there. This is just I feel it's like it would be a breath of fresh air to somebody.
Well, and I think the cool thing about it, is that you're also opening up probably, because I was always told younger, there's never a dumb question. If you don't ask it, somebody else probably missed the answer they were looking for.
Right.
Is that there's probably a lot of people in your shoes that love the industry, but are also just looking for another challenge.
Exactly.
Really never had anybody just kind of step out and be that kind of, that song for them to sing.
Mm-hmm.
Because, in my experience, once you're successful in network marketing, they want you to stay because you have power legs and you have, profitable branches.
They're stuck. Because think about it. Okay, you join network marketing to retire, right? But like you said, they want you to stay. They want you to be on stage. It's even though you don't have a traditional job, you got to keep that network. You got to keep them happy. You got to keep them on that auto ship. You got to keep them going to these events and paying $100 and what. So it's kind of, it's like I said, it's the pros and cons. Network marketing is a great concept. You can make a lot of money. You can learn a lot of things. You can grow personally. You can build organizations. You can meet certain people that are going to help you get to the next level. And not only that particular opportunity, but something else, a real business or a real, you never know. So I've met the people that are now going to be, those lifelong friends that I don't, they're not from when I grew up, from school, from around the way, friends and family. The people that I've met that I'm going to take it to the next level with and make these millions with and be secure and secure my family are people that I've met through network marketing, So even if put like this, even if you're not successful and you don't make that big money in network marketing, what you can take away from it is if you read these trainings, if you go through it, if you're there in the trenches, you're going through the motions, it's going to click for you, maybe not in this particular company, let's say. It might click for you in another one or in just something else in life. So I've phased out because I kind of got tired of, I guess dealing with people in that sense, or babysitting or putting that fake facade to keep it up.
You got tired of being a trophy too, probably.
Yeah,
always being called to, like the national trophy, traveling around on shows.
Right. So it's I'm not gonna hate on it, but I think I kind of outgrew it. Yeah. So I do have other things that are gonna be going on when it comes to affiliate marketing, direct sales, CPA, certain things on the internet. And I'm between myself and people that I've met over the years, we might put out some courses. We might, I think we will. We'll have courses. We'll have blueprints, and so that's kind of where I'm headed. I want to be.
I think you would do awesome at courses.
Yeah,
man. You got a real good swag about you. And,
that I believe. Thanks. That lifestyle marketing. There's nothing wrong with showing. Like I said, when I blew up, it was because I guess I was one of the only people that I could think of that was. I literally went there and showed the money. Show me the money. I showed the money. I showed myself cashing a check. It was kind of taboo. There's certain things that I was doing, or I would curse. I would, just be blunt about things. This is what I don't like about, the industry while being in the industry, I guess you can say. That's a big thing that I would do too. Is like I'd denounce certain things that I didn't like about the industry. People in the company, people in just the industry or whatever, certain things that they would do and tactics. And I'm not doing this, So I wouldn't be scared to do that. So that that helped me get the certain following that I do. I might have burnt some bridges or whatever, but I don't care. I don't need everybody to like me. Just respect what I'm doing. And so yeah, I'm headed towards a different direction, but I'm always gonna, hey, this is what made me the network marketing. This is kind of where I blew up, I guess you can say. To have a following, to have some financial success, and take me around the world, and been so many cities and countries, and plan to do more of that. So I want to just keep showing it. A lot of people they think that I'm bragging or boasting, and no, this is ultimately this is what people want to see. Whether they want to admit it or not, that's what they want to see.
Without question.
Yeah.
Without question. And it really is, with the age of the internet, the fact that consumers have more information at their fingertips now than they ever have.
Mm-hmm. There's no excuse.
If you're not being real, you will get exposed.
Hands
down.
Yeah. Yeah. Your card will be pulled, and it'll be embarrassing whenever that does happen. There's a lot of people who can go a long time, but now with the internet, oh man, you can't get away with too much stuff. So might as well be real. And like I said, with I'm going to give people what they want to see. Not everybody want to see this. They might want to see this, but they won't say anything. They'll be quiet. They're going to hate it from a distance. They're going to wish my downfall, but hey, I don't care. Somebody's going to like this. Somebody's going to be motivated by it. Somebody's going to come along with me. I'm going to put it out there. Now that I am successful, now that I am around certain people, certain other successful people, the nice things, like right now I'm in South Florida. After I get off this podcast, I'm going to join my other buddies who they flew in from Texas. They rented a couple nice cars, the Don, the new, it's like the 4-seater drop top Rolls Royce. And then the other guy got a Lamborghini, not Ferrari. And, we're going to hit the strip and we're going to have fun. They got a nice little condo. We're going to do some lifestyle marketing. We're going to put it out there, and
love it.
It's what people want to see, whether they want to admit it or they're not. I'm not here to be part of that status quo or it's not that I'm not humble. It's motivation. It's to impress upon you. That's another corny sales line.
I'm not here to impress you.
Yeah, I'm here to press upon you. That to me that's corny. But
well, what I love though. What I love though, before we wrap up, because I know you got to go roll, is that what most people are missing though is entrepreneurship is truly a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right. And so at the end of the day, when you create a goal, when you say you want to make this amount of money, it's not just so you can pay bills. When people make big goals, it's because they want to create a new lifestyle for themselves.
A lifestyle and
so I love what you say there when you were talking about lifestyle marketing. That's really what it is, man. That's an awesome, awesome way. You're the first person I've really heard spin it like that.
Yeah.
And I like that. And that's why it just forced me to think like, no crap. That's why I set goals.
Yeah. And another thing, to anybody who's watching or listening, we talk about lifestyle. Lifestyle doesn't necessarily have to be that young playboy, South Beach, New York, Vegas, LA. It doesn't, there might be somebody that they just want to have that freedom. Me, more than anything, I would rather make $500,000 a year with freedom than $5 million a year having to, answer to a bunch of people. And, because I can live making, let's say, $500,000 a year, living on my own terms, waking up when I want to wake up, whatever the case, hanging out with who I want to hang out with, rather than make 5 or 10 million, answering and just being stuck somewhere in one place or whatever the case. It's that freedom. So, and you don't have to be flying jets. You don't have to be flash. You don't have to be doing anything. My best friends in this industry, and you'll meet them or you'll see them. I'll show you after we get off this. All right. So they're my best friends. We've known each other for 6 years. I grew up in New York. He grew up in Northern California in the mountains and stuff, small town. All right. He has a beard now, and he doesn't wear any designer. He's not about fashion. He wears basketball shorts, flip flops, regular Walmart white tee, and white boy, beard. And I say that to say this: his thing is freedom.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about the cars or the extra stuff. He obviously wants to make a lot of money, but it's like he just wants that freedom. He wants to be left alone. If he wants to be a hermit crab and staying home for a week at a time, hey, that's him. So there might be that mom that just wants to be with their kids, you know, that husband that wants to just be home with his wife, and you know. So whatever it is you want to do, I think it's freedom over lifestyle, you know, or freedom over income,
Well,
I've said
man,
that a
you know,
lot.
my dad is one of them old school cats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just this year, so you know, I've been hustling like this since, man, I was like 24.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, just this year he laughs at me because I wear a hat all the time. And so I was with him over Christmas break, and he said, "Man, why are you wearing that hat everywhere?" Because you know he's a button up, and
Right.
I said, "Dad, I make just as much in this hat in an hour than you will this month." And he was laughing. He said, "No, you won't." I said, "All right, bet." I made one phone call and followed up with a client, and then I showed him my PayPal after that it was paid. And my dad looked at me and he's like, "Oh, that's for real?" I said, "Yeah, man, it's just a different way of thinking."
It's a new day. It's a new day.
And I looked at him and I said, "Look, man, your work ethic is exactly what I have." I said, "So I can't thank you enough for teaching me that work ethic. I just refused to be a slave to the paycheck."
Voila.
You know what I'm saying? And so I agree with you, man. So now I just look at it like, for me, it is about freedom. Like, I want to be able to continue to tell people I can make more with a lid on,
right,
with a tie. You feel me?
yeah. And you know, so you laugh when you saw my email. My email is no more 9 to 5 ever.
I love that, man.
I have a couple of other, you know, unemployable, no job lifestyle. So if you look at those hashtags, there's a lot of people who followed that. No job lifestyle, unemployable, closed on Mondays, you know. So it's just, you'll see a lot of those things. It's just that frame of mind. Even if you're not there yet, that's another thing. Having that mindset. If you have a rich mindset, you could be broke. You could have $10 in your pocket. If you have that, you just got, it's that mindset. You have a rich mindset, man. And if you know, you'll meet people, and if you just have that posture about you, you know, they'll respect you. They'll respect you. Just have that posture, have that mindset. No
matter what you look like.
No matter what you look like, how much money you have in your pocket, just have that mindset. And yeah, you know, I just believe, like I said, it's just freedom over income. So just work towards having that freedom, whatever that number may be, whatever that goal, have that goal. But, you know, you don't have to fall victim to the materialistic things and stuff. Just know what's important. It's that freedom. It's that, you know, being there for your people, for your family, take care, you know, just like I said, I'm still always going to be humble. People might think that I show all these nice materialistic, and I love it. I'm going to continue to do it. It's motivating, but, you know, also know if you follow me long enough, you'll see that humbleness in me.
Yeah.
You know, you'll see the just the regularness, you know, okay, that guy was raised right. Oh, you know, he's putting out value.
And I think too, you know, as we wrap up, is that part of being humble is also part of being yourself. So you being humble is being honest to people and saying, look, there are people who ain't getting paid like this. But the reason why I got paid like this is because I put in the work. Now, on the flip side, I could have got paid like this had I just told you could have done this.
Oh,
you feel what I'm saying?
So I've turned away. Yeah,
that's humbleness. You know, most people say, "Oh man, that's arrogance," but at the end of the day, no, it's not. Arrogance is me convincing you that you can stay broke, and while I get paid, you're gonna be a millionaire.
Yeah,
that's arrogance.
Exactly. I tell people all the time. I say, I would rather you hate me for telling the truth than like me for lying. So that's one thing, and it's like, I tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. I'm not going to whisper sweet nothings into your ear. No, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. If you don't like it, get out of here. You know, like, think about drill sergeants, think about the Army. They're not trying to raise softies. I'm not going to whisper in your ear, oh, no, get down on the floor. You know, they're going to toughen you up, you know, in the Army. So I kind of like, you know, they're telling you what you need to hear. You know, they're beating you down, but it's all for the better, I guess you can say. So when it comes to network marketing and sales and stuff like that, people, you know, you have the uppers kind of babying and cooing, you know, the people coming in, telling them what they want to hear and all this type of stuff. And they're not drilling, you know, they're not drilling that realness into them. You know, I've drilled realness into anybody that I've, you know, into my audience, I guess you can say. So it's like, it doesn't resonate. A lot of people don't understand it. They'll see it's arrogance, or, you know, I turned out a lot more prospects than people get prospects. You know what I mean? You know, I
Oh
say, hey,
yeah.
this isn't for you, man. Hey, don't waste my time. You know, you're wasting my time right now. So I'll turn down a lot of people when they hit me up with that wrong mindset, that wrong attitude towards things and expectations. Hey, listen, this is what it is. You're not going to expect to be calling me every day. And, you know, I don't put my phone number out there, you know, especially now you can reach me by all types of, you know, DM and email and you know, so you see me every day. So it's like, I'm not here to babysit. I'm not here to, I'll tell you, hey, this ain't for you, or you need to go, you know, get your mind right before approaching me. I'm not scared to kind of you know, breathe that as well, you know, as nice as I can be, you know, and as transparent as I am, you know.
So where can everybody find you on social media, man?
On social media, my Instagram is Boy Thunder NYC. I guess I'm assuming you're gonna put that down there, but Boy Thunder NYC. I have a few actually Facebook accounts, but my name is Gregory Perdriel. We pronounce it Perdriel in you know, I guess in the Latin and French or whatever, Perdriel, but it's Perdriel. Gregory Perdriel is how you can find me on Facebook. I have like 2 main accounts. I'm going to be working on a page, like the like page, I guess you can say, and put more content out there. Try to go viral, I guess. Or and what else? YouTube is No More Ever 925. The YouTube, so No More Ever 925. I have a lot of just nice content in there. You know, it's stuff that people want to see. It's the lifestyle, it's the bluntness, it's, you know, it's entertainment. You know, you're not gonna see. I'm always out and about. I don't do a lot of my videos from you know, from the couch or from you know, I had never believed in that. You know, I like people have to, you know, they have to be entertained. They have to see things that they want to see while being fed that real talk. You know, that real talk. Every once in a while, I'll go live on Facebook where I'll stay on there for an hour. Like I said, I don't even know how long I've been talking to you. It's probably approaching an hour or so. And I'll do this maybe once a week with my audience on Facebook. So I'll go live. You'll get to see the real me. So yeah, follow me on Facebook, Instagram. Snapchat is Jet Set Poppy.
I like that.
Snapchat Jet Set Poppy. You know, a couple years ago, I got this, became a member of this private jet company. So, you know, I don't go more than a few weeks without hopping on a private jet. So people like that. You know, I like it. And, so yeah, that's why it's Jet Set Poppy. You know, I'm always flying somewhere.
I love it, man.
It's funny, but you know, it's just giving people the realness. It's a different angle. I believe it's for people. So whenever this comes out, it's hopefully it resonates with, you know, not only people that look like me, but just the other people. It doesn't matter, you know, what age, what race, what a background, whatever, you know, education. None of that matters, you know, as long as I'm keeping it real. And I've attracted all types of people. That's another good thing, you know, when it comes to the internet. I've attracted, you know, from, you know, younger people that look like me to, you know, old guys from the Dakotas or something, you know what I mean? So they'll hit me up and say, hey man, I like what you're doing. You know, either they join me or they'll just message me, just say, hey man, I like what you're doing. I respect what you're doing, you know? So.
I love it. I love it. Well, you know, I tell everybody, guys, that success really isn't measured by what you step out of. It's really measured by what you're committed to step into. And no matter what your vehicle is, no matter what your business is, no matter what your grind is, at the end of the day, what's really important is that you have to be committed. You got to be yourself, and you got to create that consistency of behavior, right? Because once the marketplace sees a behavioral pattern that's consistent, they're either going to roll with you or they're going to leave you. And so, you know, build that thick skin. Because look, man, at the end of the day, success ain't liked by everybody. If it was, then everybody be successful. So I tell people this: your current situation is not your defining moment.
Nope.
Whether you're broke or whether you're rich, I'm always looking for the next move. I might make $1 million this year, but I'm looking to why did I miss making $1.5 million?
Exactly.
Why did I miss making $1.6 million? So,
And don't settle. Don't settle. You know,
yeah.
always have something that you're striving for, whether it's a financial thing or just like a goal. Just always be doing something. Always be active. Always be on the about. You know, sometimes I move around. Literally, I have no reason to go fly somewhere or whatever. But I'm like, man, I never know who I'll bump into. You know, so I might go somewhere just because, hey, you don't know what type of opportunity. I just like being out and about.
Jet set Poppy, dog.
Yeah.
You know
You know,
what I mean? That's what
I'm
you
out
do,
and
man.
about. I don't know who I'm gonna meet on this, you know, in the airport or a flight or whatever. Like, it's just I gotta be going out. So that's another, I guess, tip I can give people. Just be out and about. Be out and about. Be open. You know, like a lot of things. You know, people do have that stigma about like a network marketing, like sales. That okay. The truth is, there are a lot of scams out there. There are a lot of people who use that idea that will take advantage of people, and you might get burned. I've gotten burned, but just always know that there is real out there. There is success to be had. You know, you can't be afraid. You cannot be afraid. Just be open. Be open if that's what you really want. You know, so that's a great piece of advice I can give people. If that's what you want, be open.
I love it. But
Yeah.
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I look forward to chatting with you guys next time.
Hopefully, yep. Thank you. Hopefully, you guys just have yourself a good New Year, great New Year, and yeah, Matt, you're the man. You're the man.
Appreciate it, bro.